Oh, Miss Salisbury, welcome back. How's it going? How have you been feeling?
Not well, actually.
No?
No,
Tell me.
I feel really run down all the time. Really tired.
I see.
I have a lot of achiness. I'm just.
Yeah. You're achy a lot?
I hurt a
and
lot.
Achy, no energy. What about, do you have some, like you're sore when you touch, you just like you don't feel?
I mean, I'm
Gotcha.
hurting.
Okay. So this is definitely fibromyalgia. I'm going to get you a prescription for
Is
Lyrica.
Is there a test, maybe?
No, there's no test for fibromyalgia.
No
yeah,
test.
No, but that's definitely what it is. We're going to try some Lexapro for a month and come back in a month and tell me how you're doing.
Well,
Okay?
how did my labs look? Did you? Look
They're
at
all
my lab?
normal. Yeah, everything. I checked everything. It's great. Got your lab results back. Could you run over your symptoms one more time for me?
Yeah, just feeling run down all the time. Like I can barely get out of bed. I can't think the way that I normally. I can't put together sentences and stuff, you know.
Yeah, so you're having trouble thinking. And how's your energy level?
Well, just.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said it's down. Yes,
Yeah.
okay. And then your mood, how's your mood?
Not good.
Not good, okay.
But
So I know you had brought up Hashimoto's in the past, but I checked your TSH and it's normal. So your thyroid's fine. So this is more than likely depression or anxiety or a combination of the two. So I'm going to get you a prescription for Lexapro and just take that once a day and come back and see me in 3 months and we'll see how you're doing then.
Well, can we check some different
Yeah,
labs?
so I've got patients. No, well, I mean, we checked everything and it's fine. So
Well,
yeah,
what about,
so.
and I've read about antibody testing.
Yeah, that's not something I do. I wouldn't even know how to interpret it. So I've got your lab results here, and I noticed you've lost a little weight. What have you been doing? You've been moving more and eating less?
No, I haven't moved at all. In fact, I'm just as sedentary as I always have been.
Okay. So what have you been doing?
I've been doing keto.
Oh, no. Don't do keto. It'll kill your kidneys.
But I feel so good, and like I have the energy again.
Yeah,
and
that doesn't
I'm
matter. It's bad for your kidneys.
Well, did you check my kidneys, like on my labs?
Yes, they're fine. And
So-
but it's very bad for your liver. You don't want to do keto.
What about my liver? Did you check my liver?
Well, yeah, it's fine. You need to eat a plant-based diet, lots of whole grains, lots of fruit smoothies. What you've just witnessed is 3 episodes of medical gaslighting. Actually is something that takes place in hundreds of thousands of doctors' offices all across the world, each and every business day. It shouldn't happen, but it does. And so the signs that you're being medically gaslit are if your provider continually interrupts you, will not let you elaborate on your symptoms, definitely poo-poos any information that you've researched yourself and brought in, and is not an engaged listener. If a doctor minimizes or downplays your symptoms or ignores your symptoms entirely, if a doctor won't order imaging or lab work that you specifically request because of research you've done on your own, if you feel like your doctor is rude, condescending, belittling, if your symptoms are almost automatically blamed on a mental health condition or fibromyalgia without these diagnoses of exclusion being excluded, and you're given a prescription without a referral to a specialist or without any additional testing, not only is that terrible medical practice, but that's also medical gaslighting. If you have had these things done to you, you have not been given good medical care, and indeed a very important life-threatening diagnosis may very well have been missed, and you may be taking a prescription medication that not only do you not need and are not benefiting from, but you may be having a list of side effects. Virtually every fruit on the planet contains a combination of not only fructose, but also sucrose, that's table sugar, and also glucose, known in some countries as dextrose. There's almost no fruit that is just purely fructose as its only sugar. I pulled this information from the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Data Central database. The size matters, how ripe they are when they're picked matters, how ripe they are when you eat them matters. All these things matter, but so consider these numbers rough averages. So here's the banana, and here's just the relevant carbohydrate portion from the Food Data Central database from the USDA website. They'll tell diabetics, oh, bananas only have fructose. They won't raise your blood sugar. And nothing could be farther from the truth. 4.2 grams of sucrose. That's just pure table sugar. It contains 5.5 grams of glucose, which is 100% going to raise your blood glucose level. And it has 6 grams of fructose, which even though it won't raise your blood sugar, it will contribute to fatty liver and other metabolic problems. This is a 100-gram serving of seedless green grapes. Some people call them white grapes. It has virtually no sucrose in it, but it has 7.5 grams of glucose, which is absolutely going to spike your blood sugar and therefore spike your insulin. And it also contains over 8.5 grams of fructose. An apple, 100-gram serving, contains 2.06 grams of table sugar, sucrose. It contains 2 grams of glucose. Both of those are going to raise your blood sugar, no doubt about that. And it contains over 7.5 grams of fructose. The navel orange, a 100-gram serving of a navel orange contains over 4 grams of just table sugar. In addition to the table sugar, it contains a little over 2 grams of just glucose. And it also contains 2.33 grams of fructose. A mango has almost 7 grams of table sugar in it. In addition to that, it has 2 grams of glucose. In addition to that, it has over 4.5 grams of fructose. And many people think that fruits are very healthy, and that brings us to myth number 2, that the fructose and the sugar in fruits is somehow magical and somehow different than the fructose that is contained in, say, a Pepsi Cola. On my left is the sucrose, glucose, and fructose molecules that occur in fruit, and on the right is the sucrose, glucose, and fructose molecules that occur in a 20-ounce Coca-Cola. Now, I want you to look very carefully and see if you can notice any difference in the molecular structure of these molecules. Now, of course, that's a trick question because they're exactly the same. There's no difference. There's nothing magical about fruit sugar. And that brings us to the third myth about fruits and the sugars they contain, is that somehow, even though fruits contain all the sugar, they also have fiber, and they have vitamins and minerals, and they have phytonutrients in them. So somehow the goodness of those things outweighs the badness of the sugar. And so my answer to that myth would be, what if I took a 20-ounce Coca-Cola and I put some vitamin C and some polyphenols in there, and I put some fiber in there? Then would that Coca-Cola, would that be a healthy thing to give to your young child? No, it's still sugar coma, even though you put those good things in there. And so I don't hate fruit. I love fruit. I love mangoes. That's my favorite fruit. I could eat a pound right now. But if I did that, I would develop some degree of fatty liver and my blood sugar would shoot sky high. So in deference to my health, I choose not to eat fruit very often at all because it's too high in sugar. I fatten easily, and I develop hyperinsulinemia very easily. I become pre-diabetic very easily. And so I eat a diet that keeps my blood sugar and my insulin levels very low and keeps my liver free of fat. I think that the health that brings more than outweighs the flavor that I'm missing from not eating fruit. So I hope this short video clears up some of the myths out there. And if you know someone, a very prominent doctor, dietitian, internet guru, who are saying things that obviously are not true, you might consider sharing this video with them. And you're also welcome to share it on your favorite social media. This is Dr. Barry. I'll see you next time.